The
I've hit the record button this time.
Hello.
Yeah.
We are welcome to Lex and Matt's excellent adventure.
That's right. I didn't rap at Lex this time, everybody. I
Thank God.
got your feedback from last episode, and by your, I mean Lex. I got your feedback, and I'm not going to rap anymore, at least not on the podcast by surprise. I'll warn you before I rap next time. There's going to be a next time.
No. That doesn't help.
Man, I got 3 back scratches in this house, and none of them are near me right now, and that bothers me.
Well, that's a you fucking problem.
It really is. It truly is. And I mean, technically, it's an Amazon problem because they spoiled us, right? Like, you can't just buy one of something if it's a small something. It comes in packs of 2 or 3. You can't just buy one phone charger cord anymore. You have to buy 2 of them, and then when you need the second one, you never know where you put it, so you got to order 2 more, right?
My dad bought a pack of phone chargers, and so I took them when I was going through his stuff or whatever, and I put one of them next to my bed, and now last night it didn't charge my phone. I think it's already fucking broken. He just bought them a couple months ago.
Yeah.
So thanks, Amazon. Thanks for doing that to my dead dad.
It's a new record, folks. We're only a minute and a half into the show.
You're welcome.
Lex has made it weird without her dad already. All right, folks. Thank you for tuning in. If you're still here, still telling dark jokes. Still can't find my back scratcher, so I'm real irritable right now.
We are.
I'm about to roll around because I got Legos over here. I'm about to just spill out some Legos on the floor and roll around on them because my back is just like a motherfucker right now. I
feel like that might actually be nice. Oh. Like how people step on those weird mats that are supposed to help their feet. I don't know, and pressure points and everything.
Yeah, that's legit. That actually, that stuff. I totally believe in that. There's some type of form of medicine. That,
acupuncture.
It's like a small form of acupuncture specifically for the soles of your feet. And it's supposed to be it's supposed to have different effects on you depending on where you put the pressure.
I believe it too. It makes sense. Nerves and everything all attached to each other.
I mean, that's why we all love Crocs, right? We got those going.
No, I do not love Crocs.
You're not a Croc fan?
No. Oh, absolutely not. No.
No.
Kayla's not either. We do not have Crocs.
Why are you anti-Croc?
Have you seen what Crocs look like?
Absolutely. I've seen them on the feet of many an American. And as one of those Americans that actually has a pair of Crocs on right now, I can tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt, they are the most comfortable thing I've ever put on my feet. Yeah. I used to be like you. That's right. I used to say, what the fuck are those flotation device looking shits on people's feet all the time? And then Crocs went away. But then who held on to it? A coworker of mine. He was an older gentleman and he swore by Crocs. And I appreciated this man's work so much. And this is a true story. I actually bought him a pair of Crocs because I saw his wearing out and I knew he was on hard times. I knew that he was going through some familial trouble. So I'm like, all right, my man, you deserve to have comfortable feet all day. And then I go, you know what? If it's good enough for this guy, maybe it's good enough for me. So I tried a pair on. And you know what, Lex? I never looked back.
Yeah. My dad had some. My brother has them. My nieces, nephews, and have them. Friends have them. Lots of people have them. I do not. And that leads us
to our first story of the night. That's right.
I like shoes too much. I'm very weird about shoes. I can't do it. I can't.
You are allowed to have your preference, but I will not let you besmirch the good name of Crocs because these are some comfortable bitches. But that does lead us to our first story. Our first story, Crocs has Crocs has teamed up with Mischief. And you know how Mischief had that big red boot that looked like it belonged on Astro Boy?
No, I don't know. Okay, let me look at the picture. Is it in the article?
Let me back it up. A little bit because it's not in the notes. But this was a viral thing that happened a couple of months ago.
Okay.
The company Mischief, which is known for putting out some wild Willy Wonka-esque.
I looked them up. Okay. Yeah, this is terrible.
they do some wild things. Now that we can agree on, those boots were neither comfortable looking nor functional looking.
Oh no, I'm seeing
They
the Crocs crossover. Oh
Well,
no.
that's exactly where I was going. So to fill everybody else in that may not be aware, Mischief released these big red boots that look like they belong on the Astro Boy uh, anime character from way back in the 60s and 70s, and people they glommed onto them. People loved them. So Crocs said, "We want some of that action," and they decided to team up to make the big yellow Croc. That's right. So we now have Croc heels. We have Mischief Croc boots, which those little things that people put inside of them. I learned this week that they're called giblets, and somebody on the Crocs TikTok page put charcuterie giblets in those Croc boots. So they had a full cheese plate, a full wine glass, and some other stuff going on in there. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Have
I
you
couldn't
ever
pull it off.
contemplated the possibility that hell is not real and we're actually in it?
Every day.
Every day.
Single day. The other Crocs related story, because there's two Crocs related story. Now this one is a little bit
not going
more
to become a Crocs podcast. I'm just
Crocs
telling you now.
cast.
We're not going to take their we'll take their money. I am not even going to pretend I'm not a whore and wouldn't take Crocs money. I just won't take the product.
Next week you're gonna be like, did you ever hear about the comfort and just fashionability of the Crocs brand?
I was gonna say next week, what if we cut to me and I'm like, I have all Crocs gear on, like Garth, and I'm like, it's just really sad. Yeah. Just doing my sponsorship. Anyway, they're not paying us. Continue.
They're not. So they've also teamed up. Now, this one was kind of like a stealth drop sort of thing. They teased what time it would happen, but I signed up and I never actually got a notification because I know people who like Crocs. I know somebody that would want these. So to stop teasing you, Pop-Tarts teamed up with Crocs to come out with a Pop-Tarts themed pair of Crocs. These Crocs come in a box, a regular shoebox, but inside the shoebox is the famous Pop-Tarts foil bag that Pop-Tarts come in.
Oh, that's cool.
You open the bag, pair of Crocs in there. What else is in there? A box of Pop-Tarts. What comes with those box of Pop-Tarts? Little giblets that you put in the Crocs, but they're gummies, so you can put them on top of the Pop-Tart. What are those giblets shaped like? Well, they're shaped like little Crocs, of course. So it's just an inception of cross branding all within this box.
That's very smart.
It's crafty. And you know what? Brands are getting craftier about doing this sort of thing. I saw a partnership also this week of some type of crocheted purse bag, merce, whatever you want to call it, thing. It was a crossover between this company and Cheetos, but specifically Cheetos mac and cheese.
Okay.
So it was in a different color of the mac and cheese varieties they have. So they had a Flamin' Hot, they had a cheddar, and they had a jalapeno. Okay. And I'm like, man, that's just really a specific group of people that would want that. But here I am going like, oh, I need these Pop-Tarts Crocs. I got to get them. So I'm a very particular person for that crossover. Them? I didn't. Okay. I didn't. So get this. They offered them today, tomorrow, and like a week from now, I think that's the schedule of the rollout. And it's just so random. So they're almost trying to make a shortage of them on purpose. Yeah. And it's frustrating.
I feel your pain because I was trying to get Taylor Swift tickets.
Well, that's a little bit more of a wider appeal because, as you know, she is fueling our economy right now.
Yep.
I'm not even being ironic or sarcastic.
Guys, since we've recorded, she has released an album.
Yes.
And now she's putting another album.
But it's a re-record, right? It's her.
It is a re-recording, but it doesn't. I mean, she had to go record an entire album, and she had vault tracks, which are, she has to record those too. So
from the vault, yes,
from the vault. Yeah.
So for those, all right. So we're gonna do a sandwich here. So you mentioned Taylor dropped some new music. I'm also gonna mention that there's a track out that caught me by surprise. I didn't know this was even happening, but apparently, Queen Latifah, De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest put out a track called Buddy, and it's
Mm-hmm.
on Spotify. I don't know anything else about it. I know that, De La Soul and Tribe lost some pivotal members to the group fairly recently.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised that they got together on the track at all. It may be old, it may be from Vault, like you said. It
Yeah.
may be just something they did for fun, just to kind of like say, "Hey, what's up?" But I'm gonna look more into it, and I'll report back.
Yeah. I could see
Yeah,
that. Like just like a, you know, after that, like just coming together and being like, all right, let's do something for fun.
right, exactly. So I mean, shout out to all them. I'm gonna give it another listen because like I just kind of heard it. It was
Yes.
on some Discover playlist, and I'm like, what year did this come out? Because I never heard that song. I'm like, Queen Latifah didn't do any music with De La Soul and Tribe. What's Tribe doing with De La Soul on the same track? And sure enough, it was this year. So I got to get back. I
Has
got to check it out.
Yeah, has Queen Latifah put out music for a while? Because
I don't
I
think
don't
so.
remember her
I
like
don't think
other
so.
than like she's pivoted towards acting and she's done musicals, but yeah.
Yeah, there's a new documentary that just came out on Netflix. Actually, I haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I really do want to check it out. And
On
she's a
her?
big part of it. It's called Ladies First: The Story of Women in Hip Hop.
Oh
And
hell yeah! I'm gonna watch that. That sounds great.
I've seen a few documentaries about like the story of hip hop. It's of course like the 50th anniversary of like just hip hop in general
Right.
this year. So there's a lot of celebrations going on, a lot of documentaries and retrospectives and that sort of thing. But even before that, people always want to tell the story. They talk about Kool Herc, they talk about Grandmaster Flash, they talk about all these other pivotal figures in hip hop. But in my opinion, Queen Latifah gets overlooked quite a bit. So I'm excited to see this one because it is named after one of her songs. She's in the preview image, so she is definitely a big part of this. I'm very
Yeah.
much looking forward to this.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, yeah. So that was our hip hop corner. We can talk about Taylor a little bit more because I have questions.
Oh
Right.
yeah. What are your questions?
All right. So as a newbie to this whole Taylor Swift thing.
Okay.
All right. So when she sings new versions, when she does Taylor versions of these older songs, does she like put a new twist on them, or is she really trying to recreate the exact sound that she had at that time?
There are little variations to it, and
Okay.
I think that's for like the copyright purpose, but it's pretty much the same. It's different, but it's the same. So,
Hmm.
um, but yeah, by doing this, she is if
Circumventing
she
the.
has so Shake It Off is one of her big hits, right? That's going to be on this 1989 that she's re-recording. Now
Yeah.
she re-records the song and then she calls it Shake It Off parenthetical Taylor's version. That
Mhm.
changes it and she owns copyright to that. And Kelly Clarkson came up with this idea and told her to do this.
Shout out to Kelly Clarkson. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
Kelly
So
Clarkson has just
it's
repeatedly proven herself to be like the clutch winner of one of these singing competitions.
Yeah. One of the really fun things about the re-recording is if you listen to, especially the older records, if you listen to her doing them now, it's the difference between an 18-year-old and what she's 32, I think. I think she's like a year or two older than me, something like that.
Mhm.
That's really cool. Hearing like the difference in her voice in all these years. I didn't become a Taylor Swift fan until 1989. Like when that album came out, like that's when I really started listening to her. I fully admit I was not like an original fan or anything like that. So
Mm.
I don't know as much. I don't know as much as everyone else, but I've loved her since 1989.
Okay. Okay.
So 2014.
That's cool. Like, yeah, and that seems so like recent, but yeah, when you put it like that, that is quite a while ago.
Yeah.
Man, when you brought up Kelly Clarkson, it made me think like who would you consider to be the most successful singing competition participant?
Oh,
Who
Kelly
was
Clarkson for sure.
yeah, but I would
Adam
agree with
Lambert is one I would think would be second, maybe because he's like sings with Queen now and stuff.
Adam Lambert. Oh yeah, yeah, but I mean, okay, all right, that's a fair point, and I'll definitely give you that. Adam Lambert, he did make a big splash
Hmm.
After he was on, I believe, American Idol, and
I think
then
so. Yeah.
of course, joining up with Queen. Yeah, but since then, I haven't really heard much about him outside of that.
Mm-mm.
Um, what I didn't what I didn't take into consideration though is like if you go back as far as Star Search, you could even make a case that Alanis Morissette is the biggest name to come from that. But that almost feels
Well,
like cheating.
I mean, if you're going back into things like that, you could say Britney Spears. You could say like you can,
Right,
I thought you were talking about like the modern ones, like American Idol to present, because that relaunched this, new age of it. But yeah, Alanis Morissette's a good one.
right,
There,
right.
I mean, there are a lot of people who, went on those Star Search and things like that.
And then if
Um,
you want to get super technical, I would almost say Jennifer Hudson, but Jennifer Hudson didn't win her season of American Idol. She's gotten a lot
she
of success. You can't argue that.
she didn't, but Oscar winner. So,
Yeah, I think she got the better
no,
deal.
yeah,
Yeah.
she won
So
when it mattered.
yeah. Oh, I guess Beyonce was on Star Search as well. Well,
Oh, I
imagine
didn't
that.
know that.
It was a weird time between like Star Search and Mickey Mouse Club. I saw
Yeah.
so many of these like big acts coming up, but all those children annoyed me at the time. Like,
Right, because I mean, they're kids. They're at that age where they are annoying. That makes
and they're
sense.
Disney kids too.
Yeah.
That's even worse. I was a Kids Incorporated kid. Like that was my level because they didn't have that sheen of just, oh, we got to keep it super PG or super G
I
rated
didn't.
because
I
it's
was
the
too
Disney
young
Channel.
for any of that stuff. I didn't watch any of it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was forced to watch it because my cousins who were older than me had control of television at all
That
times.
makes
So
sense.
I
Yeah.
wanted to watch cool stuff like He-Man and Thundercats, but no, we had to watch singing competitions and dancing competitions.
I love that. That's fantastic.
Do you really?
No, that's really funny. That's really funny.
Why? Why is that funny? Why is my pain and suffering funny to you? Why is it amusing?
Because it is. I don't have
All
to
right,
explain my.
that's fair. All right. So this has been Taylor Cast,
Yeah.
Crocs Cast, followed by Taylor Cast, followed by the Righteous Gemstone Cast. So you've been watching it now.
Yeah, I was late for this podcast because I was finishing an episode. Yeah, I have. I'm in season 3 already.
Holy shit! I mean,
Yeah.
those seasons are short. I'll admit
Yeah, they
that.
are short.
Yeah,
So we're in season 3. It's great. I
yeah.
had seen when we rewatched it, I had seen I think like 4 or 5 episodes of it.
Okay.
So about a
Yeah.
half a season. That's all though. And I think it just keeps getting better. And I think Kayla was telling I think Kayla was telling me that like they just want to keep it going forever. Like Danny McBride's like, I'm gonna keep doing this as long as they'll let me, kind of thing.
It's funny because this is the longest show he's had now, especially with the
No,
announcement
that
of the renewal.